So now that we are done with the products details, let's move to the reviews. So the first thing that we need to do is to add the form. So let's do that now. Let's move to the components here, add another folder. Let's call it reviews. And inside the reviews, let's add another component, add review.view. And this component will have the form to create or to add reviews. So let's add form first, and later we will add the functionality. So the first thing that we need to do is define the variable that will hold the review. So let's do that. So const data reactive, and inside we have the review that will be an object that contains the title, the body, and the rating. And the rating will have default value, which is 0. So let's close this tab. And next, we need to add the form. So let's do that now. So let's add here a div with not a div, but form with the margin top and the bottom of 5, or just let's use only the margin top without the bottom. Let's remove the action, we don't need it. And inside we need to add another div with a margin bottom of 3, and inside we will have a label, and label will be for the title, and here the title. And next we have the inputs, which is the title. So let's add an input. Type will be text, and let's give it a name, which is title, and ID title. So what else we need? We need to link it to the variable that we have already defined. So the model data.review.title. So it will be linked to this one, to the review that we have here. And what else we need? We need a class, and class will be form control. And let's add also placeholder, and placeholder will be title. So this is the first field. Let's add the next one. Next one will be for the body. So let's change this one to body, and also this one to body. And let's add it here, body, but the type of the input is text area. So let's remove the type from here. And the text area also needs, so let's move this down, needs rows, and let's give it only 3 rows, and also calls, and let's give it 30 calls. What else we need? We need to link it to the body of the review, so this one, and also the class placeholder, let's give it body, and we need to close it from here. So the next one is the rating. Or the rating, we will use the star rating. Let's add only div with margin bottom of 3, and import and use star rating. So we have already installed the package. So this is the package that we will use. So this one. So view star rating, we have already installed the package. So how to use it? So for view the version 2 we used npm install view star rating. So I think that I have installed the version for the version 2, but here we need the version 3. Let's check the inside the package if the version is so not here but inside. Let's go down, so here inside this one, so let's look here. So view star rating, so I have installed the old version, which is the version 2. So let's remove it and install the version for Vue 3 because we are using Vue.js 3. So I have installed the package for the version 2 of Vue.js. So let's remove it, npm and install, and remove the package. The package name is this one. So let's copy and paste it here, hit enter. So now it's done. Let's install the version for the Vue.js 3. So it's npm install view star rating next. Let's hit now enter, wait to complete, and then we will move to the next. So now, as you can see, it's done successfully. Now if we move back to package.json, as you can see, the view star rating, now the version has changed from I think it was this one 1.7.0, so now it's 2.1.0. so this is the package that we want to use, and you can check here the talks how you can use it. Everything is here, and here you have the props that you can add to your or to the components. So we will see some of them later once we add the rating component. So let's first import it. So we need to import it so we can use it. So let's do that. So it's inside, or let's import it. It's star. It's like this star rating, not it's star rating from view star rating, and now we can use it like this. So we can use it like this, and we can add props as I said. So we need to define or to add or to link the component to the review rating that we have here. So let's do that. So to do that, we do it like this. So we save the model, but before we add the variable, we add here colon and rating like this, rating, and then we add the variable, which is data.review.rating, which has 0 as default value, as you can see here. So if you see a red line like this, so don't care for it. So this is how it works. You need to add the model first, then colon, then rating, then you provide default value. And also, as you can see here, if you look here inside demo that they give you here, so it's not showing here, but okay, let's let it as it is, but later I will add something else. For now let's keep it as it is now, and next we need to add the button. So let's add the button, margin bottom 3, and we need the button, and the button has a class which is btn. Let's make it dark, and inside we have submit, and later we will add the function that this button will handle. So for now let's save, and now we have form. Let's add it inside the products.view. So let's take a look here. We can add it here after the details of the products. We can add another div here. Let's give it margin top and bottom of 3, and add another div with a card, and div with a card header, and bg white text to the center, and add here each 3 or each 5, and let's add a review. Let's save and take a look. So nothing changed here. Why it's not working? So we are in the product. So let's refresh the page and see. Or I think I did not restart the server, so that's why. So let's do that now in pm run div. So let's restart the server. Now the server has started. So let's go again and refresh the page. So as you can see, we have here add review. So let's give this each 5 a margin top of 2 and save. And as you can see now, we have title, and let's add card body. And now we need to import the add review components that we have created. Add review. So I think it's not imported. Okay, so now we can import it. So add review, and don't forget to import it here. So it's here. Let's remove the semicolon, save, and let's take a look. And as you can see now, we have the form, and this is the rating that I talked about, which is the view star rating. But we need to remove as you can see, when I put the cursor on star, so as you can see, we have this number. So we have the number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if I don't, or if I choose a rating, as you can see now, it's showing 1. So we need to remove this one, so this number. And to do that, we have another, as I said, you have the list of the props here inside the docs. So this is the list of the props. So you can see them here. And to remove that, let's go back to the other review, and here, as I said, there is another prop. You can find it inside the docs, and it's show rating, and this show rating, we give it false. So it's by default it's true, so we give it false. If we save now and we go back, as you can see, number disappeared. So it's better than showing number. And we need also to disable, as you can see here, the button is enabled even though we don't have a title and a body. So we need to disable this button until we have the title, the body, and the rating. So let's do that now. So we need to add a computed property that will do that. So let's add here a variable. Let's call it disabled, and we will use the computed, and computed property will take a function that will check for the data. If we don't have a data.review.title, or we don't have data.review.body, or we don't have a data.review.rating, or the rating, we have the rating here, and the rating has default value which is 0. So we need to check if the data.review.rating is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, that means that the user doesn't choose or doesn't give a rating. So in this case, you will return true. Else, if we have everything, we will return false. And we will use this disabled to disable the button. So here we will add a disabled, and we give it the variable that we have defined. So let's take a look and see. As you can see now, the button has been disabled. If I provide a title, it's still disabled. If I provide a body, the same thing. If I choose a rating, now it's enabled. And now when I click on this button, we need to send or to add a review. So let's add the function that will do that. So the function, so we will call it store review. So let's add it now. So it's const store review, and it's in sync and await function. So let's try and catch, and here use or define the response that we will get and await, and we will send the request to the API. Let's bring the link from here, and you can define a base URL. So this link, you can define it as a base URL in a separated file, and you can use it. So what is the route to add? So this is the route to add a review. So let's bring it and put it here. So we need the so we need to use the backtick, so we can add product. So we need the product ID. So we will send product ID, or we'll send the product later. So we need the product ID. So to add a review, we will get the products later. So now let's do that now. Let's send the product from here. So we have here add review. So let's send product as product. So we have now the product. So we can get it using the props. So let's define it here. So it's props, define props, and the props, or the variable that we will get is the product, and the type is an object, and it's required. So now we have defined props. So what is wrong here? So it's defined props. Now it's okay. So now we can use the products that we have here, but products is inside the props. So we need to use props.products.id. And also we need to import Axios. Let's do that now. Import Axios from Axios. Now we have Axios and we have the products. Next, once we get the response, what we will do? So we need to emit an event and send an event to our parent component, which is this one, the products component, and change the products that we have here. We need to change it and get the new one with the new added review. And to do that, we need to define an event that's, or we need to define the events that we will emit. So let's do that now. So here let's define the event. So we use emit and define emit, and event name will be review added. So this is the events that we will emit, and once, as I said, once we get the response, but before we get the response, I forgot to send the data, because we need to send the data also before we get the response. So this is a post request, so we need to send the data, and the data will be the title, and the title is inside the data.review.title. What else we need? So let's add this one. We need the body, and we need also the rating, and also we need user dot, we need a user dot added this review. So we need a user ID, but I think we did not add the users, so we need to provide the user ID. If we go back to the review controller, so here, as you can see, when we store a review, so we need user ID, so the user who created the review. And to do that, I think we did not add, so let's go back to the database here. We have Cedar, so we did not create users. So let's command this one. So let's command this part and create 10 users. So let's do that now. So just command this line and run the command to seed the database. So let's do that now. So let's run the command php artisan db seed. Hit enter. So we need to move to the backend first, and then call the command or run the command. So seed in the database, now it's done. Now we have created 10 users, and we need, as I said, to send the user ID, but we don't have here, so we are not using an authentication system, so we can get the user ID. So we will use just a random number. We can use the math.floor method, and we can use also the math.round, and we multiply it by 10 and plus 1, and we divide, we don't divide, but that's all. We use the math.floor and the math.round multiplied by 10 plus 1. So here we will generate, so let's add here a command generates a random user ID between 1 and 10. So this line of code will generate a random user ID between 1 and 10, because we have created 10 users. Now we have, or we send, or the data is sent. What we will do next, we will get the response, and once we have the response, we need to empty the form, and to empty the form we will use the default values of the review. And what else? We need to emit the events, as we said. So let's emit the events, and events that we have defined here is review added, and let's add it here, and we need to send with it the response, and the response that we will get contains the products that has been reviewed, this one. So here we return the products with the reviews. So now we emit the event and we need to toast a message telling the user that the review has been added successfully. And we need to provide a timeout for the post notification. So here we have timeouts and we give it 2 seconds. And if we have any error here, so we will console and log the error. And I think we did not import the toast because we need it. So let's import it and use it. So let's go back. So what is wrong here? Import Axios from Axios. Why it's showing here in red? So I think just a problem of VS Code. Sometimes it takes a long time to inspect all the code. So let's import the toast as I said. So not here, but here. So import. So it's use toast from, you can check the docs and look for view toastification and you will find all this inside the docs. So we import the view toast from view toastification, and we will use the toast as I said. So to use it, we can define another variable. Let's define it here, const toast, and we use the toast. So now we have the toast. So let's save and take a look. If we go back here, so let's check if we have anything wrong inside the console. So nothing wrong, but we have a warning here. We will come back again to this warning. Let's just refresh the page and see if the warning will be again. So it's here again. So we will back again and check for this warning why it's showing. Let's try. So let's try to add a new review. So let's add here a review, my first review. So let's change it to first review title and my first review body. Add the review, submit, and as you can see, we did not call the function, so it's okay. I forgot to call the function here inside add review, so the function needs to be called here on the button. So I forgot to do this. So let's say add click, and we need to use the prevent to prevent default behavior as we have seen of the form, so to not refresh the page. And we call the function which is store review. So the store review doesn't take any param. So let's try again. Let's review this product. So let's take a look here. We will come back to that warning again. So let's add here my first review title, my first review body, add a review, submit. Go back here, cannot read property of undefined, which is so here, so the props.body.id. So we have something wrong here with the props that we have here. So it's defined props. Why it's not working? What is the problem here? So it's props.products.id. What is the problem here? So let's see what is the problem. So the problem is not here. So the problem is inside products.view. So here I am accessing the product and the product is inside data. as we have defined here. So let's save again, check, let's refresh the page and see if the warning will keep showing or not. So let's check and see. So let's go back. So now as you can see, we don't have the warning. So let's try and add another review, body, give it 5 stars, submit, and nothing happens. Let's take a look. As you can see here, store column user ID cannot be null. So why it's null? So let's go. So as you can see here, the user ID has a null value. So even though I have already defined the, so where is it? So here inside so not here but here. So the user ID has a mat.floor and the mat.round and the one, as you can see. So let's provide only the user ID number 1 and check if we will get the same error or not. So let's use the same title and body and provide a star and save. And as you can see, the review has been added successfully. And now if we go back and check the response here, for this one we don't have a review, but for this one we have the review. As you can see, we have the product is the same products ID number 2 with the review. Now we have the review, as you can see here. But as we have seen, we have this problem here. So let's fix it now before we move to displaying the products reviews. So the problem is that here I have mat.around, but it's mat random, not around, mat.random. So to generate, so we are using the mat.random to generate random number. So I made a mistake, sorry for this mistake. So let's try again and add another review. So this is second, and here second review body. Let's give it 3 stars, submit, and now the review has been added successfully. Let's go back to here to store, and as you can see, we have 2 reviews, but here the user ID is number 1 and here the user ID is number 2, and here it was generated randomly with this code that we have here. And all we need now to do is here inside the products, we need to listen to the events that we have defined. So once we get, or once the event is emitted, we need to get it inside the parent component, and we need to call a function that will update the current product. So let's do that. So we need to, let's organize the code. So let's bring this one down, and here we need to call at review. So let's add this review added, which is the event, this one that we have emitted here. So this one, once we have this event emitted, what we will do, we will execute a function. Let's call it set product. So let's add this function down, const set products, and this function will take the new product, because here we are sending the new product, as you can see here. So once we have the new product, let's call it new product data, and once we have it, what we will do, so so what is wrong here? So let's Let's do it like this, and once we have it, we only set the data.product to new product data. That's all. So now once the event is emitted, we will change the products data to the new one, and once changed, we will have here the the rating of this product. So now we need, before we do that, we need also to display the rating of this product and also to display the reviews of each product.